When recovering from an injury or a medical condition, there's no better place to do so than your own home. Here to tell us what Home Rehab Express can do for you or a loved one is Marcos Porras with Home Rehab Express and Dr. Scott Thompson, an orthopedic surgeon with Kagan, Jugan and Associates. Good morning. Welcome back to both of you.
Thank you. How you doing?
This morning we're going to talk about the rotator cuff, which I know is a pretty common injury in an area that we have to look at. But first, Marcos, tell us a little bit about, again, remind people what Home Rehab Express does for people.
Home Rehab Express is a Medicare-certified home health agency that allows people to rehabilitate in their own homes after a rotator cuff injury.
Yeah, and again, why would you want to do it any other way?
That's right.
I'm not really
That's
sure.
right.
What's also great is this isn't, covered by insurance. I think a lot of people assume that, maybe it might cost a little bit more. Nope. It sounds almost too good to be true, but it's not. I know you work with a lot of different doctors,
I do.
Doctor, you being one of them. So let's talk about the rotate. Is it a pretty common injury? Is it something that kind of people have a difficulty time kind of dealing with?
Definitely. A lot of patients have shoulder pain, and a lot of times that can be localized to the rotator cuff.
Can you just fall on it wrong, or is this something that more happens when you're just using it?
Both.
Okay.
So a lot of patients come in with an acute injury, but I think the vast majority of rotator cuff issues are chronic injuries that patients have been dealing with for a long period of time.
So what are our treatment options? Is it just surgery? Is there anything that we can do before then?
It really depends on the severity of the injury.
Okay.
Sometimes treatments can include something from injections or just working on physical therapy or medical treatments. Other times, depending on how big an issue is, surgery is the only option, really.
Do sometimes people wait too long to really get it looked at and make it worse?
I definitely think that patients can, unfortunately, wait too long.
Okay.
It's definitely a nervous thing to think that you may have an injury that may need surgery. But sometimes if you have a small issue, it's a lot easier to take care of from like an arthroscopic procedure, which uses small incisions. It's a minimally invasive surgery, and we can get a good repair and recovery. Unfortunately, if patients wait too long, you can have a small issue turn into a big problem, and that can be a lot harder to deal with.
So if someone is kind of experiencing some shoulder pain, they're not sure what's going on, do they go to their general practitioner first? Do they automatically call, an orthopedic surgeon like you? What would you have them do?
Either or. I think that sometimes going to a general practitioner to be evaluated is the right step, or going to an orthopedic surgeon. I think the most important screening test is the history and physical exam. So speaking with the patient and examining them can really lead to a differential diagnosis that can lead us down the right road.
Yeah, it's staying on top of it, making sure you get something done sooner rather than later. That is the take home. And then, of course, again, it's such a blessing if you do have to have surgery to be able to recover, at home, which is what your team helps people do. So if anyone has any questions about what Doctor here does or what Home Rehab Express does, what would you have them do, Marcos?
Just look us up at homerehabexpress.com.
Easy enough. Your website is right there. Well, gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to having you back.
Awesome.
And of course, if you have any questions as well, we will put more info on our website, fox4morningblend.com.
And we always love hearing from our Morning Blend viewers, so be sure to connect with us through our social media sites. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram. Come check us out and say hello.